All right. Thank you, everybody. Welcome and good morning, especially to those of us who are not morning people. Thank you for being here. So today is the state of the district for the Coast Community College District. And particularly, I want to acknowledge our Board of Trustees, those who are here in person and joining remotely. So we have David Grant, Board President Mary Hornbuckle, joining remotely, we have Jim Moreno and Trustee Jerry Patterson. And here with us, Dr. Lorraine Prinsky. And our student trustee, Roy Sahachisiri. And it is now my pleasure to introduce our first two presenters or participants. So we'll have student trustee Sahachisiri give us the pledge, and it'll be followed by remarks by our board president, Mary Hornbuckle.
America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The pledge, Trustee Sahachisiri. It's been a long time since I've said the Pledge of Allegiance, and we need to be pledging allegiance more than ever now. And welcome to you all. On behalf of the Board of Trustees and the entire Coast Community College District, my thanks to all the elected officials and the community partners in attendance. My appreciation especially to our faculty, staff, and managers. I am grateful for all you have done in navigating the COVID-19 pandemic. It's been a long 2 years. It's also my honor to recognize the work of my fellow trustees. None of us expected to be making public health choices and decisions. When faced with those difficult decisions, we listened to the science and the advice of experts in order to make the best choices possible. And our students have been particularly well represented on the Board of Trustees by Trustee Roy Sahachisiri. Roy, would you please come back up to the podium? A moment.
Okay.
Roy, it's been my pleasure to serve with you on the board. I'm sorry we haven't been able to meet in this room, and this is the first time you've been in this room, our board meeting room. You started as our student trustee nearly 2.5 years ago, and your work since has been exemplary. I'm presenting you with this commemorative plaque in recognition of your service to the district, to the board, and to your fellow students. And I thank you for everything you have done, from all those meetings with the student council, to the work that you did at Bolsa Chica, to just being there and on all the campuses and representing students so well. In addition, I want to present you with this official resolution of recognition. We did present this on Zoom at the board meeting yesterday, but now we get to present it in person to you. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Trustee.
Let's get a formal picture. There you go.
One more.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody.
And I'll turn things back over to Eric now.
Trustee Hornbuckle. So today's program, we'll go ahead and have the president speak first. So we'll start with President Vince Rodriguez of Coastline College. Then we'll follow with President Tim McGrath of Golden West College. President Angelica Suarez of Orange Coast College. Following the president, we will have our district office leadership present. That will be Vice Chancellor of Human Resources, Marco Baeza, Vice Chancellor of Educational Services and Technology, Andrea Serban, and then Chief Information Technology Officer, Fred Rocha. So everybody got that word in their head, right? We're all good. Okay. Today's program will conclude with the address by Chancellor Weisfenning. And with that, I welcome Dr. Rodriguez to the podium.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here on behalf of Coastline and I'd like to share a little bit about what we've been doing. Coastline has been focusing on returning to our roots and our traditions. As an Asian serving institution and Hispanic serving institution, we've been focusing on being student ready. And during this time, I'm proud to report that we've been able to sustain our work on diversity, equity, inclusiveness, accessibility, and anti-racism. We refined and improved our student equity plans and continued to keep social responsibility at the core of what we do. We've been able to reduce equity gaps and at the same time, increasing course success rates as well as UC and CSU transfers. As we return to our roots, we continually increase access to education for students who are not able to attend a traditional campus or do not choose to attend a traditional campus. This began in 1976 when the college was founded and we first used our telecourses in a non-traditional way to provide access to a record-setting 20,000 students. It continued again in 1997 when we were among the first to go online with online classes, and by 2005 have entirely online degrees, which helped to increase access for students that couldn't come to a regular campus. And since 2020, I'm so proud of our Coastline team that has collaborated across the institution on competency-based education. While this is new to California community colleges, it is not new to higher education and is proven to be invaluable in increasing student access, student success, graduation rates, while also decreasing time to completion and debt for students. Competency-based education is just the latest in the non-traditional instructional methods that we'll continue to use to increase access for non-traditional students. I see this as a bright future for Coastline, and I want to thank the entire Coastline team for their work and collaboration over the last 2 years as we continue to chart our new future together. I'd also like to thank our Chancellor, John Weisfenning, for everything you have done during your time here in the district. I don't remember a time when we've had more collaboration across the district, so thank you very much. Next, I'll introduce Golden West College President, Tim McGrath.
Thank you, Vince. The community passed a bond, Measure M, and it provided the campus with a canvas that we could build on and paint upon in a way that few colleges in the state have really had that opportunity. Our math and science building allowed us to get a federal grant, a STEM grant, that has really changed the entire campus and allowed us to impact students in a way that we weren't able to before. Right now, we are about halfway through a humanities building, 72,000 square foot building, and that's going to change the campus as well. So with the canvas the taxpayers have provided us, the campus has been able to grow and to really expand programs that have helped meet student needs. We've also expanded into the community. Our outreach with non-credit as well as dual enrollment have grown over the last couple of years, and we really see ourselves as a vibrant and intricate part of that community. We've also, the world has changed in the last 2 years, and we've been part of the DEI, the work with really ingraining ourselves in the work that needs to be done to help our underrepresented students. We've received a grant that has helped us to do some some professional development, and that's going to change the work that we do. Our athletic programs have grown. We've succeeded. We won a state championship. Our football program had the best year that we've had. But really the vibrancy that students have seen have come back to campus has really made a difference. We've also partnered with our community. As they have needed jobs, they've needed people to fill those jobs. we've stepped in and we've done that. And I think the community now sees us as a vital part of how we are going to help the economic climate of our community and our district. The college has a bright promise. We're proud to be part of a district that sees that bright promise and supports us in that. And we're proud to be part of a college system that supports one another. I think all of us can be happy, proud, and excited about what the future will bring for all of us. Angelica Suarez, president of Orange Coast College, is next, but we've been great partners as well, and I'm excited to hear from you.
Orange Coast College. As I reflect on today's theme, Rising Stronger Than Ever, I want to express my sincere gratitude to everyone at Orange Coast College and our community for putting the welfare and educational needs of our students at the forefront as we navigated this global pandemic. Our outstanding classified professionals, our faculty administrators have done a phenomenal job these past 2 years to give our students the resources that they need to be successful virtually and on site. Through a strong collaboration with our community, we were able to provide students and employees with access to community health resources on and off campus by partnering with many of you here today, the Orange County Healthcare Agency, the City of Costa Mesa, City of Newport Beach, the fairgrounds, and our local hospitals and clinical partners. Today, Orange Coast College has capitalized on the lessons learned over these past 2 years and returned this semester stronger than ever, providing students with an on-campus experience and online educational options and support services. Students were welcomed to a physically transformed campus and world-class facilities. Over these past 2 years, we have completed 6 new buildings, and I know many of you attended many of the ribbon cuttings we've had over the past few months. These new buildings are designed to provide new dining facilities for our students, housing, instructional buildings, and places of connections for student life and leadership. So there have been many things that we feel very proud at Orange Coast College that also include academic success. The speech and debate team brought home 3 awards from the National Forensic Tournament. 3 OCC students were named Phi Theta Kappa award winners, first team winners as well. The OCC Recovery Kitchen received the 2021 Food Recovery Challenge National Award for Education and Outreach by the Environmental Protection Agency. And I can go on, but I won't. Athletically speaking, I can say that so far this year, our student athletes have brought home conference championships and many national, state, and regional medals and titles as well. Again, I know many of you have joined us for our events on campus, but we returned many of our time-honored traditions. We had the Giles T. Brown Student Project and Research Symposium, bringing to the campus hundreds of students, the Community Planetarium Anniversary Open House, student performances, the musical Working, and a dance concert that I believe is happening today, and Honors Night. Honors Night, where we awarded more than $600,000 in scholarships to students. And of course, our culminating event, which will happen next Friday, which is our commencement ceremony at the fairgrounds, where we will be awarding more than 4,000 degrees and certificates to students. Lastly, the work of the President's Task Force on Equity and Inclusion over the past 2 years has been exemplary, leading efforts to draft our first diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility plan that continues to build on the culture of care that OCC is known for. And finally, as I conclude my remarks, I'd like to take a moment to just acknowledge Chancellor Weisfenning and express our gratitude on behalf of Orange Coast College for your leadership upon your retirement this coming year. We know that you are an honorary pirate forever. Thank you, Chancellor Weisfenning. Next, I'd like to introduce Vice Chancellor of Human Resources, Dr. Marco Baeza. Marco.
And good morning, trustees, chancellor, and members of the Coast Community College District. As I prepared for today's presentation, this year's theme, Rising Stronger Than Ever, It resonated with me as I reflected on the last 2 years and how our lives have been impacted by the pandemic. The challenges we face, stories that we will always forever remember. Those stories will always be ingrained in our memories and in our history. In March of 2020, when the COVID pandemic was announced as a worldwide pandemic, we all recall the pandemic intimately affected each of us, our home, our family, our community, our students, and us as a team. Travel came to a grinding halt. Coast braced for an impact. We sheltered in place and adjusted to a new environment in ways that we would never have imagined. A new journey began, supporting the work and the functions that we each lead. The work that we have traditionally done in a brick and mortar institution now became an online service. Most importantly, we can attest and we know what the meaning of change means. In education, it has been said that change is the only constant. As an institution, we learned the meaning of change. We adapted to remote work and the remote work agreements. We became more innovative and technologically engaged, using different modalities and platforms or programs to support the work that we do. We all, as one team, continue to work towards achieving the district's mission of serving our students. With the mission of putting our students first, the work didn't stop. We collectively advanced the goals of placing diversity, equity, and inclusion and accessibility at the forefront. Coast conducted the head survey, a cooperative effort by receiving active engagement and support from our trustees, chancellor, presidents, the academic senates, the classified senates, all of our staff and our students. Focus groups met. Data continued to be collected. Once the climate survey is completed, the data will help inform the master DEI plan for each of our colleges as well as our district. I'm proud of saying that collectively, we've invested in cultivating and maintaining a climate of equity. Eager, or maybe some of us too, are eager to put the past behind us. It is important to recognize the challenges and the obstacles that we faced during the last 2 years. Those challenges made us stronger as individuals and as an institution. We need to use those challenges to help us to pave the path for the future of the Coast Community College District. Together, let us look at the past to build our future. With the challenges of our past, I believe we can come back stronger. With the power and purpose to continue to move the Coast Community College District forward. Resources, we look forward to a new year and in continuing to support our students and our team. Today, I'd like to thank you, and Chancellor, before I close, I want to thank you for your leadership, your support, and for having the opportunity to work under you. So thank you. I'm pleased to now introduce my colleague, Vice Chancellor of Educational Services and Technology, Dr. Andrea Serban.
Unlike some of my colleagues, I'm not going to complain about COVID-19. I'm over it. And it's good to see some of you for the first time in person. You actually, in some cases, just a few of you look better in person than over Zoom. It has been a busy and productive year. We have had many successes in instruction, student services, grants, planning, education technology, partnership development, and institutional research. There has been continued emphasis on connecting and building partnerships with other educational institutions and employers to strengthen the educational and employment opportunities for our students. We continue to enhance dual enrollment with local high schools. In November 2021, We established the first dual enrollment college and career access pathway partnership agreement. Yes, I know, mouthful, with Newport Mesa Unified School District. This is in addition to the agreements we have previously established with Garden Grove Unified School District and Huntington Beach Union High School District. We are successful in securing a 2-year grant through the Strong Workforce Program regional funding to increase the alignment of programs so that adult education non-credit students in Orange County can more easily enroll in credit courses, advance in a pathway, and gain the skills needed for employment. We worked on expanding credit for prior learning for our students, and this work will continue. District-wide, we have administered about 30 million in continuing and new grants to support operations and innovation. This is in addition to about 110 million in federal and state funds that the colleges received to mitigate the impact of COVID-19. We continued to implement numerous regulatory changes, those never stop. The district research department continued to expand its expertise in geospatial analysis and build geospatial maps and reports to support various initiatives district-wide. We implemented Campus Logic Virtual Advisor across all 3 colleges. It is an online platform which combines artificial intelligence with data in our information system to create student-specific conversations and provide personalized answers to student questions. The selection process to replace TextMeNomia as the video platform for Canvas courses was completed. Panopto was selected to replace Nomia, and the implementation process started in October 2021. The full transition to Panopto will be completed this summer. The District Consultation Council Technology Subcommittee worked on developing the draft district-wide strategic technology plan for 22-25. The draft of the new plan will be discussed with the colleges in fall 22. 56 board policies and administrative procedures, and I'm looking at our board members, we love this work, were reviewed or revised by the District Consultation Council Board Policy Administrative Procedure Subcommittee, recognized as the best district-wide committee. People fight to be part of that committee. We work diligently to implement and administer the COVID-19 vaccine mandate with testing protocol. It has been a major district-wide effort. I have never been happier to have a major project I have worked on so much end and hopefully never come back. Among many projects, we are excited to have embarked in the implementation of adult education dual enrollment. Starting in fall 22, students pursuing a high school diploma or a high school equivalency certificate will be able to enroll as a special admit student at our colleges. Enrollment and other fees will be waived. This provides opportunities for college and career exploration and increases the likelihood that students will continue in college programs. A significant development is the selection of SLATE, a customer relationship management application to be implemented district-wide. This platform will provide significant support for various aspects of enrollment management. The implementation work will take place in earnest over the summer. I'm really proud of the teamwork, innovation, and unwavering commitment to student success that permeates our district. I look forward to a successful year. And what I'm going to say next has nothing to do with the fact that Dr. Weistwening still needs to do his last evaluation of me as my boss, but it has been a tremendous pleasure working with you. You always made me feel as a colleague, as an equal, not because we are both short, but because you really invest and you really appreciate everybody you work with. And I don't want to cry because I care about my skin, but thank you so much. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Fred Rocha, our Chief Information Technology Officer. Thank you.
Now I know why Andy chose not to be here. He didn't want to have to follow that. Good morning, everyone. Today, I'm playing the part of Vice Chancellor Andy Dunn, who is unable to be here in person. Despite the challenges posed by the pandemic, the Administrative Services Division has pushed forward to improve services to our colleges and students. It is the nature of our work that we often toil anonymously in the background. However, what we've accomplished would not have taken place but not for the efforts of numerous talented and hardworking individuals across the district and throughout the divisions. As such, you have heard others and will likely hear from our Chancellor as well, accomplishments that have been supported by the IT, finance, risk services, and facilities teams. Accomplishments like the Banner 9 enterprise software implementation, a clean audit opinion, a new system for tracking contracts, and a district-wide facilities program that won 6 awards. Accomplishments are possible because we have amazing people. In the last year and over the next few months, there will be new people stepping into leadership roles. We welcome Julie Halstead as the Director of Risk Services. I am retiring as Chief Information Technology Officer. My successor, Rupa Saran, was recently named by the board. Dr. Dunn also announced his departure last year and will be leaving the district at the end of the fiscal year. His successor, Marlene Drinkwine, was named by the board earlier this year, and she will join the district effective July 1st. I am confident that she will find tremendous support from our excellent division, as Dr. Dunn and I have for our many years. Before I turn the microphone over to our Chancellor, Dr. John Weisfinning, I want to acknowledge his leadership and steady hand over the past 6 years. We have seen tremendous challenges as a district, yet the Chancellor has calmly identified problems and involved many voices in seeking solution. Dr. Weisfinning has been the right person at the right time. And as he prepares for his retirement, the Chancellor is leaving the district in a strong position and poised to rise stronger than before. Chancellor, thank you for what you have brought to the Coast District.
Good morning, everyone. Had I realized I could hear myself be praised like this, I would have announced my retirement years ago. It's really been my honor to serve with you, the vice chancellors, the president, the trustees, and I'm extremely grateful to the faculty, staff, and management of the Coast Community College District. Fred mentioned Vice Chancellor Dunn's pending retirement. In the past 2 years, if you were to ask Dr. Dunn just how things were going, his response would be just ducky. I originally took that to mean that we were still afloat despite the turbulence that we faced on a daily basis. He explained to me later that that wasn't quite right. But in fact, the duck looks calm and serene when you look at it from land, but its feet are paddling furiously underwater. At times, just ducky does accurately describe our work as a district. We project calm and permanence to the surrounding community. Our colleges have been around for decades. We've educated the parents, grandparents, and even some great-grandparents of our current students. And with our new buildings in place, we're poised to continue uninterrupted for decades to come. Yet the appearance of an effortless glide towards changing lives or even changing generational trajectories is in fact the product of constant motion. Our community and our students saw a lot of that motion over the last 2 years. We had to make quick decisions and rapid implementation. Sometimes we were figuring things out as we went, knowing that the next wave of the pandemic might be just over the horizon. Today, I'm looking at that horizon for something different, and that's hope. A world without struggle. What it means is that the challenges we face are nuanced and directed at our core mission of education and service. We're no longer spending the majority of our energy on a public health crisis. We can plan for a future with a greater degree of certainty about what the future will be. You see, in order to have a future, you need a connection to the past. COVID-19 effectively disconnected us from the past we knew. It placed us in an upside-down world. We constantly had to question how our past experience would apply to this warped reality that we were living. Today, I'm reconnecting with our real past because that's the best way to understand our future. Think about the educational accomplishments the Coast District is now realizing from the work that began years ago. We have dual enrollment agreements with our 3 local K-12 school districts. As a result, dual enrollment has doubled since 2016-17. In total, 1,800 high school students were enrolled last year in our classes. We created an adult education program, essentially from scratch, starting in 2014-15. We've since built regional partnerships based on the need for lifelong learning in our communities. We're a leading partner on regional collaborations in developing and implementing strong workforce career education. We created shared processes for application, registration, enrollment, and financial aid. At the same time, colleges provide for campus-specific and student-centered basic needs. These are titanic shifts in their own right. They represent a faculty that developed and embraced new programs. And they represent a change in thinking about how student service professionals support students as whole, complete, and nuanced individuals. This holistic thinking connects to changing the way we interact as colleagues. Years of work have gone into the Coast District's updated Equity and Equal Employment Opportunity Plan, a plan adopted by the Board of Trustees in May 2021. Hiring practices are being aligned to achieve the vision of a new equity plan. We're moving closer to the diversity of a student population being reflected in the faculty, staff, and management. We have also expanded and diversified professional development opportunities. There's the old joke in business about the bookkeeper who goes to the boss and says, "What happens if we're investing in our people and they leave?" And then the boss replies, "Well, what happens if we don't invest and they stay?" It can be difficult to hold on to talented and experienced people. Yet we know that investment in our faculty, staff, and management is the smart and right choice. It includes creating a welcoming environment where people of all backgrounds are not just tolerated, but included. As the vice chancellors and the 3 presidents could tell you, it takes a huge operation behind the scenes to support almost 3,000 faculty and staff alongside some 50,000 students. Students, faculty, and staff now have better access to Wi-Fi and cloud-based software than ever before. Yet this digital world can be dangerous, so we've ramped up our cybersecurity efforts alongside virtual access. Around the district office, much of our time and attention over the years before the pandemic was dedicated to the Banner 9 implementation, which we all remember very fondly. This has streamlined how we operate and how we track a whole host of activities, especially our finances. With the pandemic, we accelerated the implementation of digital work processes. I'm grateful this began before the pandemic. It's difficult to imagine making the conversion practically overnight without that groundwork having already been laid. I'm also very glad to see a new system in place for tracking contracts. And I spoke earlier about our new buildings that promise to stand and project the permanence of our colleges for the next several decades. In total, thanks to community support through Measure M, we've completed nearly 900,000 square feet of new construction. This has revitalized and reshaped the physical space of the colleges. So that's our recent past. That's the legacy we now claim, and we will connect to our future. A legacy that wasn't the project of some past generation. Rather, it's a legacy that was made possible by the people here today and who will continue with the district even after some of us soon depart. As I approach my retirement at the end of August, I know I will not be the one to see some of these long-term projects through to the end. But that's okay. That handoff is part of that constant motion churning just below the surface. I would, however, like to offer where we go next. This is the ground I want to prepare for whomever follows after me, as well as where I think our past leads us. First, enrollment will stabilize, and at some point it will rise again. We know that. We're committing to a major district-wide marketing initiative in 3 languages to help move that process along. The goal is to be better positioned for the end of the hold harmless fiscal protections in 3 years. And faculty continue to create innovative new programs to serve and draw in the community to our colleges. Second, we will be more representative and welcoming as a district for faculty, staff, and management. The lessons we've learned from surveys and focus groups is that despite the work that's been done, there is much more work to do. Training and review processes are part of that work, but we also need to address the culture found in every department and office of diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility belongs to every person we hire and every person we teach. Third, we will incorporate physical health, mental health, and basic needs into the core function of educating students. Well-being is not and cannot be a peripheral issue. Students are whole beings, and education can unlock even greater potential if we embrace their complexity. These are familiar areas of focus. In nearly every conference I go to, we hear a version of these goals. Yet the Coast District is doing the work and putting in the time. You see that in our grant application success rate. Others are seeing our work and investing in our outcomes. Coastline College, Golden West College, and Orange Coast College are all distinctive in the paths they've chosen. Each college also shares a passion for thinking beyond the routine, beyond the horizon. One can be traditional and innovative as well as non-traditional and innovative. We are a rare district because we have evidence of both. Our district is strong because we celebrate and learn from our past and then keep moving. And I see now and for the decades to follow, a stronger district rising on the horizon. With that, I offer my thanks to all those joining in person and remotely this morning. For those here with us in person, please join us in the lobby for some light refreshments. Thank you.